powered by Poddex.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Go Talk podcast. As you see, it's just me, Marcus, by myself today. Today, we're going to be doing an interview with the co-founders of the Lotus Project, Felipe Laporte and Barry, Dida, Connell. As you heard in the intro, this episode is powered by Poddex. And without any further ado, let's get Felipe and Dida in here, and we'll get the interview started. What's up, guys? How y'all feeling?
What's up? Feeling great.
How are you guys doing?
How's everyone?
Before we start, if you guys could just introduce yourselves really quick, and then we'll jump right into the interview.
For sure. My name's Felipe Laporte. Glad to be here. Go Talk today, and I'm really excited for this episode. Thanks for having us today here, Marcus.
Of course.
Hey guys, it's Barry Connell here. Some people know me by Dida. Very excited to talk on Go Talk today.
All right. Well, thank you guys for taking time out of your busy schedules to join me today. As I said in the intro, this episode is powered by Poddex. Poddex is a podcasting website. You can get all types of neat merchandise and tools for your podcast. Today we're going to be starting something new on Go Talk podcast. I have these deck of cards they've got interview questions on here. Before the show started, I pulled 4 questions, and before we do the actual interview, I want to ask you guys these 4 questions just so that the audience can get to know you guys a little bit. So the first question is, you have $100,000. You have to donate or create a charity. What do you do and why?
Okay, well, I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna say that I'd probably create a charity, because as a co-founder of a nonprofit organization myself, I kind of have ideas that I want to bring out, and I want to aid the world in a certain way and with a certain method. And I think that those $100,000 would be put forth towards creating mine, and with the mindset that I could generate more than that to then donate to other charities.
The same thing. I can't think of a one charity to donate to that covers everything. I can't see myself, and I think I can speak for Felipe as well, to donating to one charity that does one specific thing. Like, I think in our mind, in our consciousness, we'd be like, what about everything else?
Yeah.
But
all right.
That's my answer.
So the next question is, if you could send a message to the entire world, what would you say in 30 seconds?
That's a good
question.
Gosh.
Yeah.
What I would actually say.
That's the sponsor's question. They
Yeah, these are yeah.
Yeah, bro. Like,
go ahead, Felipe.
It's what I would really want to say, I can't say, but I'd probably say, I'd say, hey everyone, really take a time to pause sometimes, or one time, and just look around you and look at what you're doing and why, and think about why you've been doing it. And think about others, think about the way that we've been treating each other and our planet for so long, and if you see that something needs change, how can you help? How can you do something to help with that, and never be afraid to express yourself in the way that you deem fit for you?
30 seconds turned into a minute. But I think I would say, I think I would. Let's find ourselves to be in silence for a day. And I'm not just talking just silence of when someone dies and you're mourning and that's silence, but I'm talking about real silence. To start letting things start to happen instead of us doing. I feel like there's too much doing right now instead of just letting it happen. You see nature, nature is not just doing it, it's just happening. So
Yeah.
give a little bit of silence to ourselves, 30 seconds, a minute, a day, hopefully, and see where we can go from there.
I like that.
Those are two really great answers. I had to play up the hard-hitting questions for you guys, obviously.
Yeah, for sure. I felt that.
So just one more question. When you think about success, what comes to mind and why?
To me, that's just a pretty simple one. I have actually kind of like thought about that maybe a year ago, and to me the answer is that success is whatever you do that you love doing, and it doesn't necessarily have to bring you money, but as long as you're happy and you love doing it, then you're successful.
My turn?
Yeah.
So I think success is that day when you wake up and you're like, so yeah, I don't know what to do today, and I think I'm good. I think I'm good with that. I think I'm not happy. I'm not sad. I'm not uncomfortable. I'm not introspective, outrospective. I'm just chilling. I'm content. I would say that contentment is. I mean, fucking content. Sorry. I would say that. I would say success is ultimate contentment. That steady beat in your heart, like when we're sleeping. I don't think so much happiness, and then the vice versa of that. And balancing out those two is necessarily success.
Right.
I feel as though contentment is.
Well, thank you guys for answering those hard questions. As I said, those questions were brought to you by.
We love those questions, by the way. I'm sorry, those questions are amazing. I know y'all watching right now, and y'all did the thing with them questions.
This episode is powered by Poddex. Poddex are unique interview questions and episode starting prompts in the palm of your hand. So whether you are a new podcaster, an experienced or existing broadcaster looking to grow your audience or get more engagement, you're going to want to check out poddex.com. Use code GTP2020 for 10% off your first order.
Absolutely.
Now that we've got the icebreaker out of the way, I guess we can jump right into the interview. And the first question, I guess, would be the obvious question: What is the Lotus Project?
All right. So, the Lotus Project was the idea of it came about a while ago already, but in the technical terms, the Lotus Project is nonprofit organization. And the main mission of our organization is to save the world. So that includes basically all living things and the planet itself. We are trying to we have a philosophy in how we carry that. We have this it's threefold really. It's we're trying to promote, I'm sorry, not trying to, we definitely are promoting the level of care that people have with each other. We are promoting selflessness. We want that to grow. There's not enough of that. And we're also promoting the effectiveness in communication between people. That we carry that philosophy through the events that we will be doing. We will be doing events for people and basic human needs, as well as events for the planet, nature, and all that great stuff. It's like you see a lot of charities, nonprofits that they're focused. They do like one thing, if they're doing mental health, they pick one sort of thing to specifically, and they go down that road. And if they're doing nature, they pick one thing as well, and they go down that road. We want to encompass everything. We're putting everything together, and slowly but surely, we will be addressing every single problem, every single thing that we see that needs help or fixing, and we're gonna do it from not just, obviously we have projects of our own, but we also have to reach out, and we want to reach out to donors in order for them to help us fund our project, and our ideas, and also our research, because we want to do research in psychology and philosophy, so that we're thoroughly understanding how people think and act, and how we can help those who need it and who are acceptant of help to become the best them that they can become.
Do you have anything to add to that, or do you think that was a pretty good?
Me?
Yeah.
Trying to show and give people the pathway to save themselves, so the world can be in the running and saving itself. Gonna be tapped into everything, because yes, the Lotus Project is a nonprofit organization, but more or less we are an idea, a certain intention and mindset that we want to accomplish. And the way that we're going to go about that is, yes, a nonprofit organization, but in all reality, we're just not, that's not just the Lotus Project. Go Talks isn't just Go Talks, it's
Right.
more than that. Yeah, we're life. We're the cry for help, or we're trying to be the cry for help that the earth is trying to succeed in, and trying to communicate with the tenants that live on the earth. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. Every time I give out an explanation and talk to someone, at the end I've been saying this phrase that I guess you could consider some sort of a slogan, but it's just really how I see it. I say after everything I say it's a movement. Join it. At the end of the day. So yeah, like that's what we could leave you with. For sure.
I mean, all of that is definitely well needed in the world, especially with everything that's going on, not just, in America, but, across the world. Which would bring me to my next question. How did the Lotus Project begin? Like, how did the two of you come up with this idea to want to save the world? Like, walk us through how you guys came up with that, and then what was the like what was the motivation behind the naming and all that stuff? How did you guys come up with the fundamental properties of the Lotus Project?
The
This is all you,
logistics.
Dida.
The one night we were having a conversation, just like of the likes of the conversations that Marcus, you and I and Felipe have, just talking, just young people talking about things that they have no business talking about at such a young age. Kind of at a crossroads in both of Felipe and I's life. Talking really at 3:00 in the morning. We've always wanted kids, especially for me, the way that my father raised me. He's very much so of a supreme deity to me. He's I don't idolize him in a sense of like it's a possessive, like I idolize that person, but he's found the way to be a mirror to the people that he comes across, and that had motivated me to get a tattoo of my kid's name, and I came back from Portugal because Felipe is still a good athlete now, but I used to be one back in the day, and I stopped being an athlete because I wasn't able to take the contract. And Felipe and I were conversing of what we want to do, and I was like, you know what, I don't want to have my kid anymore. I don't think that the world will be ready to have and harbor it and it to have a good life, even if I give it a good life. And then I'm like, no, what? I'm not just going to have. I'm just not going to have my kid because of how the world is now. And that what changed everything. There's a click in our head. We just thought about it. Like, who am I? What were we supposed to do? Who are we supposed to be by just being a professional soccer player in Portugal, a professional soccer player in France? Like, what next? Like, what's gonna happen next? Like, what are we gonna do? And we can't be no professional soccer players if we have no world to play it on. And that's what started it all. Not being able to withstand the fact that we don't want to not have kids right now because of the world and then the state of the world. And what started the Lotus Project is the whole name is just kind of pushing towards my childhood and the connection I've had with Felipe, with Japanese culture and Naruto, and this fact of a lotus is this becoming of something greater, and not even just something greater, because we have this such crazy innate ability and desire to be great as humans that leads us to ultimate destruction. We almost have 80 years left up in this earth with the resources that we're just taking control of right now. And it's a project. This is a lifelong project. Like, I don't know about Felipe, but I'm going to be fighting for the rest of my life for this thing until we all wake up. We just leave Earth alone. And I'm not one to stand by. I'm thinking in my head, Marcus, I have such the ability to just say F this whole thing, take my cats and my RV and go to the cabin in the woods. Me, myself, I would do a whole bunch of drugs and then just watch the world burn. But the way that I see it is that there's a continuation that's been happening. I let that happen. I will be born again and realize that what good job. You spent 100 years. Now spend another 100 years to figure out what you need to do to go on to your next life. You know, I don't feel as though that the world is, if the world were to end, I don't think that we have done in the right vibration to get passed on to that next life. So we just want to be an aid. And that's how the Lotus Project started. Just to be a helping hand. And a big one at that.
Excuse me, I do agree. I think the world definitely needs a helping hand. And you touched on something about when you're, this being a lifelong project. So when you guys are both long gone, you have drawn your final breath and you've gone on. What would both of you like for your legacies to be? Not just as the co-founders of the Lotus Project, but also individually in your own personal aspirations outside of the Lotus Project. What would you like for your legacies to be? How do you want people to remember you?
There's something about that question that's just it feels so odd for me to answer something like that, because legacies is an interesting thing, and I never thought about it in my regard. Like, I always thought about athletes that I admired and their legacies, and people that I learned about who did good things in history and things like that. But when it comes to the Lotus Project, and I'll put it like the legacy for that, and then I'll talk about individually. But when it comes to the Lotus Project legacy, we're a faceless organization at the end of the day. We have like this idea in which, like, it's everyone who's part of it is like wearing this mask, like kind of like the Jabberwockies, or and stuff like that. How you can't tell who is who. You just know that there's everyone working towards the same purpose, towards the same goal, and we're all together contributing. It doesn't matter who's contributing more to it or not, who started it or not. It just has to be done, and because that's how I feel. Like, I also have this, when it comes to my personal legacy, is I kind of feel like my destiny has been set out for me from the day I was born. I feel like I've been here already, and I came back to complete unfinished business. I don't know who I am yet, or who I was. Still trying to figure that out. But I know that whatever and whoever I was, my job wasn't done, and I will be restless until it is. When I'm taking my last breath, honestly, I'm the way that I want my future to go. I'm thinking about the life that I had. I'm thinking about the woman that I loved, the life that I created. Hopefully I'll go before her. So, I don't want to, I don't really want to think about what it would be like to not have her in my life and stuff, but, I'd be happy that I had her, and that I had this love that I was able to share, and I want to be able to take that breath in a pure air, in like in an environment in which I know that my mission was accomplished, that nature is in a good path, our resources are in a good path for the generations to come, and that I created a lineage who doesn't just think about themselves, who thinks about the people around them at all times, even when they're okay, even when they don't need any help, and they don't need to help necessarily anyone. I just want them to have this innate nature from them to make sure that everyone else is okay, because the whole kid thing that Dida said, I at some point I didn't want it either, because I was like, the world does not deserve it. The world does not deserve someone from me to be here. And then I was thinking about it, and like, there are great things that come from having a family, and it's a great feeling, and and the love in it is amazing. And I really admire people who do that, and I also thought about the fact that maybe my kids or my lineage could be needed to save, or to continue saving, continue helping, and that's important. Maybe some people might consider it selfish, but we're all going through the same path. So, it's either they at least get the gift of life, and they live it through. Hopefully they live it contently, happily, and they help as much as they can. But if they weren't born ever, they weren't given. So it's kind of like, I guess it's selfish, but at the same time, it's like it's everyone's choice. I have that choice, and in my legacy as individually, I just want people to know that I that I helped. That's it. I don't want any appraisal for it or anything like that. I don't want statues or anything of me or anything like that. It's just want the people that to know. That's all. I just want the people to know.
How about you, Dida? What do you want your legacy to be?
Woo! For TLP and personal end.
Yes, yeah.
So let me say TLP first, I guess. Ooh, alarm. All right, so for TLP, I would like for the legacy to be left as I hate you, Felipe. Faceless, a faceless legacy that as much as we know of the dark forces of the world and the evil, such darkness, more or less of a demonic energy. And I'm talking about true evil, not just conceptualized evil. I want the Lotus Project to be faceless, yes, but I want us to change the dictionary completely. Darkness isn't darkness. Definitely evil is evil. But darkness is definitely not darkness. We have to go dark, especially the ones in the Lotus Project. We have to know the light, and the very, very dark. And I want that. I want my last breath, at that last breath that I take and I'm gone. I want that ability to have. I want people. I want people to walk around like they're gods, snapping their fingers and changing what they want. I want the collective mind to understand the power that it has and the close relationship that we have to this universe. And the crazy atrocities and creations and amazing, beautiful colors and nebulas are very much so close and direct to our mind and what we do in our physical bodies. Oneness, selflessness, contentment to that you don't even understand, to the point where it's like, I don't have to go drive to work because I'm going to get up early enough so I can walk because I want to enjoy the walk type contentment. When I die,
between March 5th and March 6th, when Stephanie Hummer was killed.
I want my
She told me she was from Cincinnati. She went to Ohio State for golfing, and I roared, man.
I want the world to rejoice
When he sees the letter, say this to me.
and jump up in happiness. And I honestly hope to the point where it's, when I die, no one will know that my existence is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Because it wouldn't be in a situation of, oh, this life, this entity, this person is gone. Yeah. There's so many people of the likes of me, the likes of Felipe, and the likes of Marcus that initiate something, that initiate contact, that initiate friendship. I remember us talking, Marcus and Felipe and I, and you guys had a little thing, and it was both something in y'all's eyes that y'all had, and he was like, yeah, me and Felipe have gone through some real shit going back in high school.
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
And exactly. And then this smile that you guys both had on your faces just then, like that's the legacy that I want. People to have the ability to be you, Marcus, to self actualize at such a important age and complete the things that he is completing. Like no, there's like, dude, you could freaking invent the wheel of the way that you're going.
Mm-hmm.
The invention of the wheel was from like a
Welcome back, guys. I'm not sure what happened. Towards the end of the interview. There was some type of technical difficulty. Nonetheless, we're going to pick up right where we left off. We're going to bring Felipe and Barry back in so we can finish up the interview.
Is it recording?
Yeah, we're good. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm not sure what happened, but I think you were talking about self-actualization before we got before we got cut off. I think that's where,
Yeah. So, reaching that self-actualization. Reaching that self-actualization at such a young age. Someone of the intellect that you have right now invented something that changed the world when they were 35 years old, 48, whatever the hell, in 1970, 1838. And now this generation is so self-aware, such have high intellect, that the only thing that I wish for when I die is, especially obviously, my I don't even need to wish for it because my kids are gonna be A-O flipping K. The only thing that I'm worried about is just the conditioning that people are stuck onto, and especially our parents and the people that our parents, the kids of our parents that are just so happen to be conditioned and are now getting conditioned to be the way that the world is now, greedy and desire to be important. The this and then the that. You are black. I am this. This should matter. No, this shouldn't matter. The president, this world action. Silence. just silence. Everyone just get out their cars and just be silent. Let's look at each other for a day. I'm like, people think it's so rudimentary, so elementary, but if people could just observe and shut the heck up, they would learn a lot. So it's very, very, very because that's what I used to be. I feel as though that, I don't know about Felipe and I don't know about you, but that's what I used to be. I used to be a limelight loving person. Did soccer so everyone could know my name. The American that went to Portugal and Italy and made it, and he did this with his family, moving into Washington D.C. I wanted that to be me. I wanted everybody to know what I did. It's not important to me anymore because everyone is very much so worried about themselves. Who the flippin' dippin' cares what the fuck I do? Sorry for my language, but who cares? Who cares? They don't. And that's why I'm trying to do the things that I'm doing. I'm trying to bring that self-value, that self-love, and then that self-actualization, so in return people can love other people, because we don't love ourselves right now. The world definitely hates its image. That's why we have the ability to just nod it, yo. Just to go off. Yo, President Trump don't win, it's gonna be civil war. They can't look at themselves in the mirror. Those same people look at themselves in the mirror and say, I love you. I know what alone and loneliness is. How did I get to this point? Am I comfortable with being alone? Am I comfortable with do I understand that loneliness is just a construct? Like, if these maybe I'm rambling, but it's selflessness in the selflessness. I will watch your back for the rest of my life, Marcus, because you're watching my back, so I don't gotta worry about money because I'm worrying about your money. And you're doing the vice versa to me. I don't gotta worry about my health because you're worrying about my health. And this vice versa to him. It would be the literal recycle triangle. That's the legacy. Recycle triangle of humans and energy. Help each other, bruh. Jesus Christ. Help each other.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, Marcus, like, to put it in the simplest of examples, it's like, we went to the same school and everything. And I look back at it and it's like, who gave a damn now? Like, yeah, everyone gave a damn then.
Yeah.
But like, where is everyone at now? Like, what's everyone doing? Like, bro, like, like, there's just some stuff like that I remember that occurred, and things that people really like wanted to make sure that they cared, and like they're who they were in high school and all that, and like, and just life goes on, bro. Like, time will beat everything, and it's like, it gets to a point where, if you think about it, if everyone shut the F up to listen, who would talk? Nobody. It would just be the silence that we so dear need. And like, the focus has to swivel. The focus has to swivel. 100%.
Yeah. Well, I do want to thank you guys for your input. That's some really deep questions. Now, on a completely unrelated note from the Lotus Project, Barry, I don't know if you keep up with sports or have a very adamant opinion on anything sports related.
Yeah.
But I do. And this is this is the GO.A.T talk. This is the GO.A.T talk podcast. And
yeah.
I think we would
I'm excited.
We would be dearly mistaken and doing the audience and the name of the podcast a complete disservice if we didn't, number one, talk about something sports related, and number two, have a GO.A.T talk real quick. I just want to take this time right now, and we're not gonna have a full on debate. That'll come down the line. I just, like, right now, just like in 30 seconds or less, I just want us to go around, and I just want us to name the GOAT in basketball. Now, there's only one right answer, but there's only one.
Hey, don't. That's some real opinionated.
There's only one right answer. I just want us to go around the triangle.
Oh man.
Okay, wait. So before we talk about the GOAT, Mr. GOAT talk,
Yes, sir.
One. What is the best? Are we talking about on and off the court, or are we just talking about on the court?
I think we're just talking about on the court, no?
Let's do it strictly to we're talking just in between, just on the floor. That's all.
Okay.
Just on the flow.
Just on the flow.
Are we talking about we taking into like accolades and rings into account, bro?
We're taking points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks.
Anything you want is game, I think. It's you got 30 seconds or less.
Whatever you want to take into account, let's do it. We're gonna start with Felipe because
I was about to say,
start with Felipe.
You already know who that is.
And
give me the GO. Go ahead.
Actually, what I'll do is on my phone right now, 60 seconds or less. Let's just go right now. I'm going to start the timer. You got 60 seconds to give us your. Let's go right here. You got 60 seconds. I'm going to start it. You're going to see me. I'm going to hold it up so you can see.
All right.
Go.
All right. Well, GO in basketball to me is Michael Jordan. When I think about players, I'm not just thinking about the stats. The stats are important, especially in basketball, but it's the feeling that I have from when I watched him. Watching The Last Dance really gave me a lot of insight on it. And I've never seen a player with more competitiveness than him. He did everything and anything to get the win. That's all he was there to do, is get the win. And that brought out his best game. And it's crazy how he was able to turn his competitiveness with people into having a crazy legendary game versus having a great game, because all his games are, more or less great. And he, to me, the reason why he's better than anyone else ever, and I'm gonna put the name out there, obviously LeBron, because they don't have that same drive, ferociousness, and killer instinct that MJ does. And to me, he's just a better shooter, a better defender, and the best dunker I've ever seen. Like the guy just flied. Hence Air Jordan for life. Peace.
All right. So clearly you stick your flag in your Jordan ground. Clearly Dida disagrees. So same thing. Dida got 60 seconds.
I don't even know. Like,
You got 60 seconds on the clock. Let's get the clock running, and you
Cool.
go ahead and tell the people.
I gotta say 1-1. Dang.
Let's go.
It's hard.
It's only one, bro.
Because
I'm gonna give you
hush your mouth.
I'll give you 60 seconds. I'll give you 60 seconds starting now.
Okay, so if I think about it, my initial one was going to say Kobe.
Mm.
The reason for that is because and it sucks on the court, but the things that he's always been doing. He had a very, MJ baba, but he did it in a sense of integrity. Like, not necessarily integrity, but it just wasn't him.
Mm-hmm.
It was him for a long time, especially when he got into the game. But he realized, like, he was like, okay, let me get my Twitter. Let me start talking to the guys. Like, let me go out with them. But, like, he was like, okay, let me go out with them, but you're going to come 5 a.m. with me to go train. But, I'm just thinking about it now. If this dude keeps on acting the way that, I'm sorry, I got to keep going.
Finish up. Finish up.
If this dude keeps on acting the way that he is acting, dog, LeBron is going to wash all these dogs away. And the sole fact is, and it sucks because coincidence and the world is on his side. This year, what happened, I was literally in California when Kobe and fucking Gigi fucking died. He took this onto his shoulders. He left Cleveland because his shit wasn't working. He fucking went to Miami, fucking did some ball out, went back to Cleveland, built a school in Cleveland, won for Cleveland, and he was like, oh yeah? Let me go to freaking Los Angeles. And oh yeah? He's gone. Oh, definitely tributing, and we definitely winning, and it's that's just gonna be that. Let him keep on going, dog. Y'all not gonna have nothing to say after that.
Well,
maybe Jordan, but I don't know.
I appreciate the input. Like I said when we started this, there's only one right answer.
Oh God.
And the answer to this question is LeBron Raymond James Sr. And here's why. I understand that Jordan has 6 rings. I understand that. But if you're going to base the GOAT debate off of who has the most rings, the answer isn't Michael Jordan. The answer is Bill Russell, because he has
Bill Russell.
If you want to base this off of defensive prowess, the answer isn't Michael Jordan. The answer is a myriad of other defensive greats that are way better than Michael Jordan. Now I get it. Michael Jordan was a 10-time All-NBA player and a 9-time All-Defensive NBA. So what he did on offense, he did on defense. Let's not pretend like LeBron doesn't play defense. All right, let's not pretend like LeBron isn't clutch. All right, let's not pretend like LeBron hasn't carried a team on his back and led them to championships.
The whole team.
Shut up. I
LeBron
can't
James-
speak. You can't speak. Shush.
LeBron James in 2007 was 22 years old and took the Cleveland Cavaliers to the finals, and there was nobody on that team. LeBron James in 2016 beat the Golden State Warriors, who at the time won 73 games, which is an all-time NBA record. LeBron James just carried the Lakers franchise to another championship after a 10-year championship drought. LeBron James right now has more points than Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant in the regular season. He leads almost every major statistical postseason category and NBA Finals category. So for me, I don't understand how you can say it's anything other than LeBron James. LeBron James makes his teammates better. And I'll give you this. Everyone says LeBron James had more help, and I'll tell you why that's wrong right now. When LeBron left the Cavaliers to go to Miami, the Cavaliers didn't see the playoffs for those 4 years. When LeBron James left Miami to go back to Cleveland, Miami were not in the playoffs for 2 years. LeBron just left Cleveland again to come to LA, and they are nothing but hot garbage. Jordan retired the first time, the Bulls were in the playoffs. When Jordan retired the second time, the Bulls were in the playoffs. Help. You talk about help. Scottie Pippen is an he is arguably he is probably the greatest sidekick of all time. And if he wasn't playing with Jordan and had his own team, he probably would have won an MVP. LeBron James hasn't played ever. He's never been on a team with another guy. I'm talking Dwayne Wade. I'm talking Kevin Love. I'm talking Kyrie Irving. I'm talking any of those guys. He's never been on until right now. He's never been, for 17 years of his career, he's never been on a team with someone else that was an MVP caliber player. LeBron James is now, and forever the greatest basketball player of all time. And that was more than 60 seconds. This is my show. I can do it all. I want to thank the both of you. For joining me today on the Go Talk podcast. All things related to the Lotus Project, I will include down below in the description. To my audience, of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. Thank you for joining us today. I will also include the promo code to the Pod Deck sponsorship down below in the description as well. Like I said, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click on the notification bell, comment as well. And we'll see you on our next episode of Go Talk Podcast. If there's nothing else from either of you two lovely gentlemen, I say to my audience, enjoy the rest of your lives.
I just say thank you.
And
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to be here. It's been real. It's been great.
See you guys later.